Nacht. Good to see you. Happy to have you with us before the 6th edition of Ombra Festival. Thank you for accepting our invitation as a group in our lineup, and also to have this interview for our community. Welcome, Mirto. Welcome, Nikos. Let's
Hello.
start with something from you. How do you feel with coming in Ombra this year?
I think that we are super excited because we know this festival from years now, and I think in the recent past we discussed it also. We were saying that we would be very happy to join Ombra someday. So when the offer came from you, we were very happy. We know it's one of the most recognized festivals in Europe right now, I think.
Yes, in Europe,
Yeah, I mean, I was saying that as I told you before, I have never been in Barcelona, so that's one more reason for sure. And in general, the Ombra, the way that, the experimental feeling of it that it has, the way that it's laid out, and the selection of the bands, I think it's something that we like too, both as audience and, wherever we play. So that was an extra as well.
Cool, nice. So you basically know Ombra since because your Kalte Nacht starts in 2018, right? The project? Because Ombra,
As
you're
a do-
basically the same age, right? Because Ombra got to the light in 2018, basically the 11th of May, actually. So yeah.
yeah, we
We are
have
universal children, so we work in the same flow.
Exactly, yeah, we work in the same universes. Let's see what juicy stuff we can find out from Kalte Nacht. First of all, let's dive into a bit the Greek scene, the genre Greek scene. How do you see it? And for example, which was your first concert of genre in Greece? Like, I don't know, happening that made you feel the taste of the genre, and then you end up years later being Kalte Nacht.
I think that the genre in Greece is very good. We have lots of bands that play this music. Some of them play abroad, some of them are more local, but the level is very high.
Okay.
And for me, the first band that I watched live was Cellophane.
Nice.
Yeah, in a very known venue here in Athens that they played to present their album, and I know them, of course, because Athens is a small town, a small city. So when you play this music and you go to the venues and the bars and all that stuff, you meet people. We play music together, we hear music together, and we have a really strong scene, I think. One of the best scenes. Very good musicians, very good feeling and vibe of the scene in general, and a very nice audience also, I must say. That it's growing up year by year.
Is it a mixed audience or local audience?
You mean by in terms
Like
of
in the events, for example, do you have like a range of tourists coming to even the events, or it's only local people joining?
not so much, basically more in festivals. For example, we have this big festival this summer of darkwave scene in general, and lots of people came from Europe, but mostly I think that local people attend right now.
That's nice to hear. Yeah, that you have a strong also audience, and if they're connected to the genre, that's good. That's good. You're gonna have a lot of fans watching you or coming for you in Ombra Festival, maybe from Greece. That's great.
Oui. And Mirto can confirm that because, see, basically when we play live, she sings. So, see, I think that I am more in my, playing the instruments. Mirto has more of this relationship, this vibe, this energy with the audience.
Yeah.
And I think, though, that you feel this energy, that it's bigger than it was before.
Yeah, I think that this past few years I've noticed something very, in my eyes, very positive, that lots and lots of young people are also starting to pay attention to the genre as well. And I think that's very refreshing, that it means that the genre is evolving and it's moving, and to get the energy from all the people that were before, all the years before, they were growing up with the genre, and now to have this mixture is for me is super healthy and very inspiring as well. So yeah, I can vouch um we do have a dedicated scene here, and it's growing, and we love it.
And it's good that you're a part of it. That I think that's a very rewarding feeling, right? To be part of the movement in your country, to be one of the names there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And for me, I think I was more of an outsider, more than Nikos, if we are comparing. Not that we're comparing, but yeah, I think Nikos can actually have a more overview of how it was and how it is now. I was more in and out of genres in general, and
Experimenting.
yeah, experimenting. Thank you.
That's the essence of Kalte Nacht, basically, because we are two not entirely different worlds, but Mirto has also, when she joined the band, basically, she brought with her a very, very fresh sounds from different genres of music. So this is the combination that we have, the dark sound plus all the other influences that we try to put inside our music, and it's happening naturally.
And it's creating a good mix of sounds and feelings. I read in El Garaje de Frank, I read in your article, I think you had an article with them last year, and I read this, that you guys are different, and this is creating the mix of Kalte Nacht. And that's good. Yeah, it's balancing for sure. And the sound, as far as we've heard until now, is amazing. And by the way, congratulations for your new video.
Discussing, so I would love to be in the place of watching the video for the first time on Friday that it came out, because we've worked on it so much, and it was an amazing experience in general with amazing people. But because we've seen it so much and we've listened to the song so much to get it into the album, I was like, ah, it's out. I'm
Thank
more
God.
happy than the feedback. Yeah, I'm more happy than the feedback that we got, but I wish that I could see it for the first time as well, because now I was like, wow, they like it. Cool. Now I don't remember.
Maybe you need to take a bit of a step back and then to play it in 2 weeks or 1 month.
I think so. Yeah, maybe, but it's one of the things that I'm very proud of us and how we are evolving as a band and as people at the same time, that we managed to find the people and put down the work and do something that really, really kind of expresses what we are in a sense, and what the new album will be, and the way we are right now in our artistic, path. So I am over the moon excited.
And Nikos, do you have something to add for the video and the new track?
Yeah, besides the great experience, the hard work, I must say that we were very lucky to work with a beautiful crew, basically. From the one side, it was a full professional work, but on the other side, the people that got involved literally give their everything to the video. They loved the song. They tried to, you know, feel the vibe that the director and us wanted to have on the final outcome. And basically that's the I don't know, it was very beautiful because we worked so hard together. We made friends from this video, and I think this energy is a part of the outcome of the video and the song. People that worked on it loved it from the first day, and they were there not only 100%, even more. So I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy.
That's great, and yeah, we can see the reaction is very good. Also in our community, people were excited to see the new video, and yeah, I could see also on the socials that you have a very good reaction. That's great. And are you planning to make other videos by the end of the year, or is gonna be one?
We're not saying.
You're not saying. Okay, it's good. We like also surprises. Good.
Yeah, we will
You do,
keep
maybe
it
you
a
release it
Yeah.
until Ombra, so so we can have another snip of you in video as well. Great.
It was a great coincidence, the timing that you released it. Yeah.
Yeah, I also thought about it when we uploaded your post in Instagram and you had released the video. I was like, that's a great timing. It couldn't have been better. So yeah, I think this is also part of Ombra's luck, let's say, that we managed to put timings somehow that they work out in a harmony, let's say. So it's good.
Now I know, now I know. Breathe in, breathe out. I won't wait for the shout. Now it's time to let go. In my heart, in my soul, I will flow, I will grow. Now I know, now I know.
Going to the next question. There's gonna be some names of artists that I saw like in some articles of you. Leonard Cohen
Mm.
is also one of my favorite singers, and when I saw you liked him, I was like, that's great. I'm gonna really ask the question about.
You know, at least until I was, I don't know, maybe 16, I have never heard of him, I thought. But then I started listening to him and I kind of like, I felt this identification. And then I spoke to my mom and she told me that when I was a baby, she used to put Leonard Cohen to put me to sleep.
That's
So it made sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a very calming voice and very powerful, calming voice, rich voice. Yeah, and actually, a couple of evenings ago, I've heard a song on NTS radio, and there was this man singing, and he looks like you're darker than you are.
My light just the battery just died. I was expecting that. Sorry,
No
sorry,
problem.
interview.
No problem. No
Just
problem. We can wait for it.
I can find a way.
The last blow, touch my pulse now. To the last breath, touch my pulse now. To the last breath, touch my. I won't be the same. You knew I've got to let the last breath let go.
spoke about Leonard Cohen, and right now we have System of a Down, which is the favorite of which one of you, or the both of you?
I don't know. Nikos, we've never discussed these things. We always see our answers in the interviews, and we're like, really? Yeah, really? Yeah.
Well, this is a good time for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was obsessed with System of a Down. I was obsessed,
Where?
super obsessed. They System of a Down, and it was when I was 15, I think. Because you know they combine this dramatic, almost like theatrical, very intense, like, you know, words, expressions, revolutionary feeling. It was super it was groovy, but in a different way than, you know, funk or whatever. It had a flow, it had power, it was like piercing through your soul. So it was very inspiring to me, this power that, you know, words and music combined can.
Were you thinking at that time, I want to create a band, I want to start a band, I want to express my feelings through music, or this came way later?
I actually had a band then. We weren't that much rock. We were something different. We didn't know how to call the genre we were playing, so we actually made up our own genre, which was called dark tripping.
Dark tripping, good. Okay, something
Why not?
different. Mostly at the
Yeah,
time.
I mean, if me and Nikos are two different people with different like music backgrounds and influences and all that. In this band, we were 7 people, and we were almost all of us were different in a good way.
Okay.
We had classical instruments. It was more theatrical, dark. I mean, the dark is prevalent. You can see it cannot hide, you know. And yeah, and several other stuff. So I always had, in a sense, bands. I was always somewhere singing since I was very young.
Okay.
But I never thought, I think to answer your question, I think I've never thought I would be on a huge stage, or, you know, that it was going somewhere there. It was more like, oh, let's get together and play, and I have to say
The
something.
passion for
I'm
music
writing this
appeared.
down.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think, yeah, it was more to share this whole wow thing.
Okay. And Ella Fitzgerald, it's also yours, your favorite. So I touched only your favorite artists. I'm sorry. Then I will ask you, Nikos,
No,
what are your favorite bands so we can balance it?
yeah. Well, Ella is again. It was one of the first vinyls that I got again when I was no, 14 or something, because I didn't really have a guidance on how to listen to music. So I think that's why I started buying so many different artists, because no one told me, you know, you should listen to this one apart from friends. And I didn't want to only listen to Greek music, so I was going there and I was buying, I don't know, B.B. King, Ella Fitzgerald, and then System of a Down, and then Mogwai, and
Oh boy,
I
nice.
think it gave me so many, you know, so many different stuff. As a singer at the time as well, it was fascinating.
Breathe in, breathe out, and wait for the show. Now it's time to let go. In my heart, in my soul, I will flow, I will grow. Now I know.
Nikos, do you wanna tell us about the artists that you like, if you're inspired by, all-time artists, not necessarily current?
Yeah, of course, I have lots of inspirations because I listen to music since I remember myself, basically. So in my family, they were listening like the Greek traditional and folk sounds. And basically, I grew up in my teenage years with rock, heavy metal, stuff like that. So the darkness was
Okay.
there.
Okay. Since
And
birth.
then I listened to lots of different kinds of music, like from jazz to trip hop, and the last 10 years maybe I digged in more in the, let's say, dark wave or post-punk type of music, like The Cure and Bauhaus and the Smiths and all this scene. And then I dived too much there and started to have this need to create something like that. But basically, when I was younger, I was a guitarist and I was playing in rock bands or stuff like that. So
So you already
uh,
had the background, and then it just followed its course through what you started
yeah,
like.
because I think the common thing with my when I was teenager was the basically the darkness, this dark vibe of music. I was always interested in these sounds that were trippy. They were like a more echoing in a way, and this led me to create the music that we make today. But really, I can't really express how many artists I have in mind. To be honest, I can't stand listening to a very specific thing all the time. Music is a universal thing. It has all the feelings, all the expressions inside. So I would be also bored to listen to the same type of music all the time. So it's
And it's also,
liberating.
I think that in order to create something new, right, you have to like we were talking again earlier, experiment and listening to different sounds, messages, see different concepts, and then you basically define yours. You sum up, and then you add your personal touch, right? Your vision.
I agree. Yeah.
Fading out, I'm breathing only. Feel my pulse, I'm moving slowly. In my heart, I'm centered for you. I won't be the same you knew. I've got to let the last breath let go.
Haha.
Mm.
Guilty
I,
pleasure.
I think that if I can say
You can.
that last year I have heard an album of Travis Scott.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, which was not I don't listen to this kind of music, but there is a specific album with some other artists that I really can't even recall the name of the album, to be honest. I'm totally out of it. But there are 5 or 6 songs inside that it's very dark trap music.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but I like it. And sometimes I drive,
And you
you
play
know,
it.
and I tell to myself, okay, I'm alone. Let's listen to this album.
Perfect. Yeah, those are the moments. You go
Because you
like this
said
with
of
the
guilty
hoodie, so no
pleasure.
one recognize you. So Mirto cannot recognize you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. And Mirto, yours?
Oof. I think I'm guilty with the R&B, the old one, which I loved so much. It's my safe place, I think. It's not even a guilty pleasure. I grew up with like this R&B, Christina Aguilera, what were they called? The Destiny's Child, with all the women like being the survivors and having this crazy riffs in their voices, and it was like so for me it's like
Yeah.
you know
Were you
I
singing along with them
I
when
need
they were
to.
singing I'm a Survivor?
For sure,
course.
of course. I did dance with them as well, you know.
Okay,
It,
great.
it was part of being a young girl in Greece
Of
for
course.
me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, to dance and to be able to like get it out in the open.
To express, yeah, to
We are
express yourself.
survivors also in our new video clip. So
Oh, maybe I did a full circle there in a different way. No, you pass.
I think that it's a combination, basically, because we don't have a certain way of writing our songs. Sometimes there is a music that comes up, and while listening to music, we starting to imagine the lyrics. Like, you know, we have some writings. Mirto has more than me, but I think it depends on our feeling at the time, maybe how we are in our personal life, and I think it's a combination basically, or maybe some other times we have written something and we discuss about it, you know, to see where it came up from a personal story, maybe from something that happened. So I
Okay.
think, yeah, I cannot really separate them, to be honest.
Okay, good, good. And Mirto, you
Yeah, I think because I'm very visual, so and because I'm writing too much, sometimes being able to actually go into a song through the lyrics, and when we dress it up with Nikos, you know, with the music around it, if we do it this way, I think for me, it's a bit more the lyrics sometimes, because I have this feeling that in the music, and this is why it's again another area where we with Nikos we kind of balance each other out, because in music, if it was up to me, it would be a very complex thing. I always experiment a lot, and I have so many ideas of like how it could be, and I create this kind of like chaotic thing that Nikos comes, thank God, and then brings structure to it, and we're like, okay, let's keep it one step at a time. Let's use this. Okay.
Very
So I agree that it is a combination for me too, for sure, because it's yeah, this is my feeling. We're dressing up the situation, we're dressing up a feeling, we're dressing up a vibe, we're dressing up like an imaginary world or something. So it is the tool, but some, if not most times, we end up kind of like having them in almost a similar equal. So there's this whole, you know, thing. Like, I hope you understand my I have many gestures to express.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you. You choose to wake up in a different era or another year. Wherein do you want to wake up and why? Can
Difficult
be past
question.
or future.
For me, no future, no
No
way.
future. Vale.
First of all, the past, yeah, because I would love to live some specific eras, I
Like,
think. Like I would like to be in Europe. Okay, maybe this is an answer that you would wait. Europe in the 80s, I think. Mainly because of the music and because I think that first of all the 80s were a beautiful decade in some ways, mostly in music and art in general. Lots of things happened for the first time in the 80s in basically all kinds of arts. So I think that If I was living maybe Germany or UK in the 80s, that my mind would have exploded. You know, so many different musicians, vibes,
Cultural
uh,
movements.
the punk scene, the movements of that the world was changing politically, socially, in lots of ways. Basically, the World War II, sorry, was, it was maybe 40 years, 30 years before that, and
Okay, yeah.
there was a fresh start, basically, of the Western world in some way, in everything. So I think would be my choice.
Okay. And Mirto?
I think I've thought about this. Best optimal would be to have a time machine and go one night in each of the eras. That would be the optimal thing.
Like you have gigs.
Yeah, that would be even better. Yeah, I could start with a cabaret maybe at the 20s, 30s, but no, I think while Nikos was speaking, if I was gonna go in the past somewhere, I would like for it to be super different and super inspirational, like very different, something that I would never have any contact with.
Then
But
1900.
1800s, that's what I was going
Yeah.
to say. Yeah, I think I would go to these seances there would start, that all the artists and crazy people were around having these conversations about how life was then, but they were imagining how it would be in the future. But they had all this, esoteric, metaphysical things that they would only share with each other, and this
In themselves,
mystery.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I would go there. It would bring me so much joy.
Okay. So if we
It
find
would
the
be for
time
me
machine,
a huge, yeah, please do that for me. If you find it, please share.
I really trust we can find one for Ombra. Maybe not this year, but I trust the team that maybe we can work something out. And
Yeah, it would be super inspiring for people that live now.
yeah,
I
actually,
wouldn't go to the future, I think. I wouldn't go because I don't, I think that
there's
you don't
nothing to
even
see there.
know.
Yeah.
No, I think there could be a lot of things, but there's no fun, to know what to expect. So I wouldn't go.
Okay. Yeah, I think most of us agree on that. So we're in the same boat.
Nicole?
Okay. I work a lot because Kalte Nacht is not our main job right now, at least. So I have an everyday life of full work,
Okay.
and I love I love going out, of course. I try to go out and socialize with friends, and generally meeting new people, and trying to find new places. And thankfully, Athens is a very nice city to have a good nightlife. I have traveled in some countries, and I think that Athens is on a very good level in terms of nightlife and stuff like that. I love to dance, of course. I love going out and listen to music and dance. And exercising sometimes during the week. Of course, I like to go to theater plays. It's
Okay.
something that started, I think, the past 2 years for me. I go to theaters, and sometimes, a restaurant or something like that with good friends.
Okay.
Simple things, but things that are very important for my calmness, and being stable in the everyday life, and
Being balanced, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And Mirto?
So I have a thing with nature. I miss it if I don't go often. So I try whenever I can in between work as well, which I'm very I'm not gonna say lucky because I made it happen. So I will say that I made it happen. So I have a flexible daily job that I love. But whenever I can, I try to get away, at least for one day. I try to walk in unknown areas. That's one of my favorite things to do, actually, to explore different, areas that I don't know. And sometimes I peek into the houses too, if there's no
The
curtains and
houses
stuff.
with the people in them, or like abandoned houses, or in the abandoned house you're
No,
going?
I'm not doing that out of curiosity, just, to see a naked someone or something. It's not about that.
No, no,
I like people when they're not aware they're being observed in their real,
they're genuine state.
everyday life.
Oh.
Yeah. And I like to see, different like decoration inside a house or stuff like that. Just I've discovered this past few years that nature and walking is something that calms me down because it kind of is like grounding me to the present instead of like being so inside my head and whatever. There's
Yeah,
a lot
because a bit
happening
of
inside
fresh
there.
air. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I love road trips as well. I love walking, but at the same time I can drive hours and just being around watching nature and then uh, I think that I would say, but of course I love staying with like candles in my house and just with the cat and listen to different new musics. Um, lately I'm very into ambient and kind of like read a book or do something, trying to get back to my painting
You also
something.
paint.
You write music for theatrical performances also.
I do too. That's part of my
What do you do?
composing work. I'm composing music for theater plays.
Really? Wow, that's
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a total different thing that's beautiful if you can hear. Really,
that's
when she
how she
put
made. That's how you started going to theater after she started. You heard she's composing the music for the theater.
it was at the same time, yeah, it was not luck,
Oh, we
complete
didn't
luck.
do this combination, yeah.
But she
Uh,
writes
should.
when Mito tells me, "Come to hear something that I wrote for that scene or that play," or she explains me the scenario and the vibe and stuff like that. I'm really impressed because I always see that in Mirto's head is basically a universe of art.
Of course. Yeah, for sure, for sure. If being
Yeah,
an artist
theater is
has a big universe inside, being a woman artist and a composer for sure is like.
yeah.
Can we have a
It
sneak peek from your songs, like maybe 20 seconds, so we can show to the community after we turn in the interview? How do you feel
I
about
can ask. I need to ask because it's an ongoing play. It's still
it?
being played. I was planning to kind of like upload it, the whole thing, because it's very personal as well for me. I don't really do that as I'm doing this because it
Okay.
means something usually. Yeah. So for this, it was a very strong theme that we were a group of like all women in the theater group, the director as well, and the actors. And it's a true story that spoke very close to home. It's about a femicide. So in a way, it's about recreating the feelings that it creates. It's in my language, music. So hugging the story of like not just seeing a femicide, but also imagining the liberation that comes with it, but the acceptance and like the balance of like the feminine and the masculine in a way. Yeah, I would ask. I would love that. Thank you so much
Please.
that you're proposing it.
Yeah, and also if
Yeah.
it's still in like ongoing and maybe you cannot release it maybe until Ombra, until December, you can like I mean there's a lot of time, but it would be really nice, yeah, to get to
Yeah. Great. I'll
meet
ask.
with
Thank you
them,
so
because for
much.
sure we have also community in Greece, so maybe people want to come and see, you know, the theater play for which you're composing the music.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
play. It's a beautiful, very touching, very.
Oh my God, you're
You know,
making me curious, and I really like theater, and it's been a while since I
I
went.
almost when I saw it for the second time, because I have seen it 2 times. The second time I was about almost to cry because it was so strong and so overwhelming.
Almost? You didn't cry?
My friend cried.
My friend
Me,
cried, but I didn't.
I was like, okay,
You didn't cry. I used to cry the
cry.
first 5
I cry
months
very, very
all the
hard,
time.
to be honest. I would love to cry more easily, but I can't, unfortunately. And I'm working on it, you know, to
Okay, maybe you
express.
should come more often to the play then. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll book you in.
And put him some onions next to or something like that, so you're
Well,
sure.
he doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. Maybe he needs to be closer to the speaker and be closer to the actors. Maybe he was far away, I think.
Speaking of yeah, theater, and I don't know how it just popped into my mind now to ask, because for example the other day we were talking about the difference in expression of lyrics in Spanish or in English. Being on the Greek language, do you feel you express what you want to express in English as you would in Greek?
You know, it's very tricky because your language, you grew up with your language and you have so many images connected with words and feelings and ideas and thoughts. And somehow for me, I think it's a bit liberating to be able to express in English.
Okay.
I find it simpler, although of course Greek is closer to home and I can express, I can write easier poetry, for example. But I think for me, it's so hard to sing in Greek
Why?
because I don't know. I have this feeling that I can't find, or I haven't found yet, maybe that's the right way to put it. I haven't found yet myself in Greek in order to be, you know, to not have, it's the thing that you're attached with your language for the good and the bad, you know, so you are attached to your language. That means you're attached to your way of upbringing, how you were raised, or how the labels you had as a child or as a friend or as a lover or all of these. And it for me it's just very difficult sometimes to shake them off in Greek. So I carry them with me, and that shows in my voice, and it's not easier to experiment.
Okay.
I would love
Oh,
to.
that's
We're
an
always
interesting
trying with
aspect.
Nikos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to have a Greek lyrics also, but apart from the more the thing that Myrto said about the expression, I think that for me also, and I think also for Myrto, it's more difficult technically because to we have lots of things to express. So when we write in the Greek language, we have many words, you know, and technically it's more difficult to kind of blend the Greek in this type of music that we write.
Mm.
I think from one side, although just of course we speak Greek, so we have the feeling is there, the expression is there, but it's more difficult to combine it in some way. But we love our language and we always try to experiment with songs. For example, in our first album, we have only one Greek song. And when we are rehearsing, we always try to see some Greek lyrics that we have, if we can, blend it with some melodies and create a song eventually.
Okay.
For me, it's very easy.
Industrial.
It's
Building.
not. It's like you will understand. I love the music that we play, and I love. It's a music that it has been created basically in the cities.
Yeah.
It's the industry, the evolution of the industry. These sounds. It's not like the natural and the sound of the air and the leaves and the trees and stuff like that. This music, it's more a city music, an urban music. So the places that I love to play is, first of all, not so much open air. I like the venues that, and maybe like old factories, old underground clubs, stuff like that. That I need to feel
The concrete,
urban.
the coldness.
Yeah.
Okay. Vale. Okay.
I can't imagine Kalte Nacht playing. Never say never, of course, and I would love the experience. Okay, to be honest, but the first thing that comes in my mind is these places that I told you.
Okay. And Mirto?
I would say, I mean, although I would love us to play under the full moon somewhere very strange, I think I agree with what Nico says about this music that we're playing. It's more like a music that came out of the internal life of people that came out of the cities, because you kind of like have to create your own world and go in if you want to, in a way, be sane, be not get crazy. It's like going to nature, but you're just doing it with music, or you're just doing it with so yeah, I would say inside, and this gives me an amazing opportunity to use aesthetics to create inside, because it's like a blank space, and you can create the cocoon that we can all be there, sweaty and breathing all together. I love that for this music.
We have played in a beach one day. Do you remember, Vito?
I do, and it was
Where did you
very,
play?
very
'Cause
weird.
Where?
We played at a private event on the beach,
On the beach.
very
On the
next to the
beach.
sea.
Wow. Okay. That I didn't see that one coming. Okay.
No, it was super hard to dance on the sand, Kalte Nacht, it was not possible.
I suppose at least it was in the night.
Yeah,
It was sunny.
was, yeah.
Well, okay.
It was
Yeah, it was
even
pretty
weirder.
DIY, I think, to be honest. It was pretty DIY, just a lone beach. Some people, like 50, 60 people. We took our stuff, we took our gear, put on the speakers and stuff like that, and just did it. Like a summer,
Sounds great.
night of the summer in a Greek island. Imagine Kalte Nacht playing at this full moon thing.
If we can have some footage also from that, at least like 30 seconds.
No.
But at least we know
I'm
it's
flapping my wings, I'm like a fish outside of water. No one wants to see that. Yeah, it stayed
Okay.
private, thank God.
Speaking of no one wants to see that, do you have any hidden track that you don't want anyone to see ever?
Hidden
Do
track.
we, Nico?
Yeah.
I don't think we can speak of hidden tracks, because the tracks that we like and we work, we have this urge to, publish them.
Yeah.
Send them.
Yeah.
I mean, there are several songs that we keep locked in the drawer of our laptops, but I think it's because it's not their time yet, or they're not that much
Mm.
relatable, because first we have to like them and get super excited with them, and then we can share, because kind of,
Yeah, and you need to
yeah.
test, approve, come back, see if
But the other
Yeah.
thing that we
if
do
you
is that we
another detail.
in the most of the gigs that we play, we try to create tracks on stage, to experiment on stage, or to take some tracks that we have and change it a little bit, like more, for example, we have a track that it's recorded differently, and until now we played it differently on our sets. We do these things. We try to change and to have this combination of fast and energetic, and at the same time more deep, and like you are dancing with a song of ours, and suddenly you may stop and listen to something that you would never expect, sorry, from
These are
Right.
these are the exposed tracks, not the hidden ones, the exposed
yeah
ones. These
yeah
are the
yeah
exposed. I thought of but I don't know why, but Pink Floyd came to my mind. Sorry, I stole that from you. I still have this like immense. They were a huge inspiration, and this live the double album they had that I had when I was super young. I don't even know where it came from, but I know that I lost it super fast. I gave it to someone, and then I never got it back. So it kind of like intensified this.
Urge.
Why? I will never see them live, it's like
Now you
I
never
would
pass
love.
anything of Pink Floyd to anyone.
Now I know. Now I know. It's in the track. Now I know. Yeah.
Okay. And Nikos, now you have to find another one, or you can
I
say
found already. It was very easy because the first band I thought was Pink Floyd because I love them. I can't say how much I love them. They're one of the greatest bands for me. But I will say another, okay, very known and mainstream band. But I would really love to listen to Queen, I
voila.
think.
Ah,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's another.
for sure.
This energy, they have great music. They combine from hard rock to thrash metal to classical music, and of course the performance of them. And
Yeah.
I think it would be a dream to attend a Queen concert. And maybe in their beginnings, not when they were so popular, like in these big stadiums. I would like to feel the energy in
The
a
influence.
smaller venue, to be more close to this thing, Yeah.
Speaking of this, do you prefer bigger venues or smaller venues?
Oof, I think it's tricky because it depends. I mean, in bigger venues, I have so much space to just run around the stage, but at the same time,
Okay.
it's true that the energy is much more tight and condensed in smaller venues, because even people at the back have the actual, you are
Yeah,
direct, you can be direct, and you can actually look people in the eye, and you can feel and take this back and use it, and then throw it again back and have this exchange. In bigger venues, I think it's more about how I felt it so far, is that you create this world. We are exchanging with Nikos more, and
Mm.
it's like the people and their energy is more tangible in the air. It's not so direct. It's always there if you wanted to. I mean,
yeah.
but I guess that in bigger venues, you're more in your world, and people have to come into yours. There's not so much this exchange.
They have to dig through the crowd to get in front of the stage to see you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I agree with you though. It's something in the middle, and We have played, for example, for, I don't know, 2,500 people last year in the festival, for example. It was very nice. The energy was there, the people were there, but I think that I prefer something a little more, not very, very small, but not huge also.
Okay.
Uh,
Ombra is the best then. It's gonna be the best measure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Can't
we saw
wait.
some videos. Yeah.
you really can't imagine how many times we have talked to each other and said how we can't wait to come to play in Ombra Festival. Really,
I imagine, and also it's such
we're
a
super.
it's nice to hear that you actually knew the festival from way before, and I think it's amazing. It's incredible for a group to have this dream, let's say, to want it and to like, and it's quite in a short time that you get to play in Ombra. I mean, it's congratulations, and it means that you did you're doing a great job, and that your music is digging through the crowds, the community, through Ombra soon. So it's great. So keep on the good work.
Yeah, I mean, for me is like if we play the more different countries you can play, and you have this feedback. It just confirms that, we all come from the same source in a sense, and we all speak the same language, but with different, like, whatever, Greek, Spanish, or Romanian, or
Yes. Yeah.
English. So that's why I think, well, that's why I love that we travel. We can travel so much with Kalte Nacht and play to so many different countries. It's amazing.
You get to be part of one legendary band. Which one would that be? And
Very easy.
what would be your role?
Ooh.
Hmm. Okay. I thought it was easy, but it's difficult.
Yeah, so
uh,
many choices.
exactly.
I think I would
I,
be part of I think, yeah, David Bowie came to my he was such an inspiration. I would like to be somewhere in the band, doing anything actually, even playing the flute or whatever, just to
Play the flute?
get whatever, yeah. I used to when I was younger, now not so much, but imagine that if I would play flute with David Bowie, that'd be amazing. Let's keep
Never
it.
know.
But maybe you never know. Yeah, I only just to know so I can get a glimpse of his inspiration and kind of like talk with him more and see how he writes music and how he used to dress and where did he get this inspiration from and this freedom and this. I thought he was genius, so I would love to be close to that and just,
Okay.
Absorb.
Well, you're still on time. You never know. You
Yeah,
never
no.
know. Yeah. And Nikos?
Lots of things came in my mind, but I will say the first that came to my mind, and it was to play bass on The Cure.
Okay. Nice.
Because first of all, I love the bass, and I love The Cure, and I think that I don't know. I mean, like Mirto said about Bowie, to be a part of this band and the way that they played and the way that they changed things and influenced things, and that the talent that Robert Smith has to digging through different kinds of music. On the one hand, you have Friday I'm in Love. On the other hand, you have 17 seconds, for example. All these different things.
Yeah, different
So
vibes.
yeah, I think I would love to play with Robert.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Maybe you're gonna get some that are gonna come in Ombra. You never know, because we just released 7 names. So
Ooh.
let's see.
I think that I would love to share the stage with Kersis.
I was going to say the same.
That's Daniel. Kersis is this project of a guy that we first heard, and we met him in Holland in this festival that
In Grauzone.
Grauzone, vale.
yeah. And I was truly impressed by everything, by the energy, by the songs. Yeah, for me it's very difficult to listen to something new and to be excited with it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, most of the things that came out today for me, they seem like they have been played in the past, especially in our scene. They are very common, very generic. So when I hear something so nice, so fresh, so something like fresh, basically fresh music, fresh vibes and aesthetics and the performance. So I would love to share the stage with Kersis.
Yeah, and it's also double performance because it's also the DJ set and the live set, so you don't get bored twice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very good.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I was gobsmacked when I was watching them perform on stage. It's a groove that I think I miss in bands. It almost has this kind of like the full package of like, the groove, the music, and the world is there. This is my world, come in. The passion, the freshness that Nico said. So yeah, I think if you have this kind of people and bands and artists around you, of course you exchange, this energy, and yeah, I would love that too.
Great. We're gonna pass on the message.
Yeah, you
Please
should.
do.
But it was the first time, the only time you saw them, you saw Curses live in Grauzone, or did you have the chance? Nice.
No, it was the first time in the last so far.
Okay. Because, yeah, we had both the live session and, the DJ session. We had the live session in 2022, and now the DJ set of, only Luca in last year. And it was great. Yeah, indeed. It's great music and very fresh, and you don't get bored. And constantly producing and constantly on the move, and you can feel that. Yeah. That's great.
I think I would thank everyone because, sometimes when I get to think, especially around this time, this period of time that we're releasing new material, I think there are not even words to describe how you feel when someone not just appreciates your work, because in the extension it's you, and because with Nikos in this project we are both very authentic, and it really is our truth what we're doing, both musically and lyric wise, and our whole image and all this. I think I would like to thank people because supporting someone is really not a given fact, and it is a fuel for us, to keep doing what we do, and with the feedback we grow, and we are trying out stuff. Like we said before, we experiment, and for an experiment to go well, it's like almost, it's like you're living your whole life, and then you have some specific moments where you get to like, you know, put it out in the open and it works and you're like, oh, wow, okay.
That worked.
Better keep doing that.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing. It's amazing to be able to do what you are, you know, and get this. And I hope that we get to do this more, to share, because there are things that it is meant to be shared. They're not meant to be, you know, staying inside.
Yeah.
They are collective. They kind of like have to do with everyone. And yeah, it's very inspiring. This I would like to thank. That's my main
Great.
thing that
Yeah.
came to my mind.
And I think apart from that, another thing that comes up to my mind is that it's a very good time for people to create art and to express themselves. On the other thing that you said, it's a lot easier than it was before to create at least music, you know, but we have the means to do it more easily than we did in the past.
Yes. Yeah.
So a message that I would like to share is that people need to express themselves in any way that they want, any way that they feel, with their body, with their whole existence, with the way that they want to share. And even if it's music or just to be honest with their people, you know, like expressing their feelings and their needs, and to create communities that are true. And if you want, this is basically the core: to express and to be true and authentic to what you do, and that will be appreciated.
Great advice. Great words. Exactly. Nice. Thank you for the message.
For having us.
I'm sure it's gonna be.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
You're so welcome.
If I could go to the future, not to the past, I would go to Ombra next weekend.
No, you
Perfect.
wouldn't.
Not to wait
That's
till
great.
December. No.
That's great.
It will come so fast. I was telling him, you know, by the minute we release the album, and then December. So I'm
Yes,
pretty sure
that's
it's
what I
gonna like,
wanted to say, that for sure time at one point it will just fly, because you're gonna be like involved in projects. Also on our side it's gonna fly, because getting closer you need to organize that and that and that and that, and then and like you say, December, open gates, opening day, Ombra Festival.
yeah.